those who don't know me, my name is Trung and I'm from Vietnam. I was born and raised into a Catholic family. I am one of 7 children, and 3 of my brothers and I are following the vocational journey to the priesthood. 2 of us as diocesan priests, and 1 as a Scalabrinian, and 1 as a Rosminian. The Catholic faith in Vietnam was built by the blood of the martyrs. Many people died in order to keep the faith strong in Vietnam. This is not something just deep in history. My family has also been harassed, and my brother was in prison because he lived and defended the faith. As a child, I heard many priests talk about the people who had died because of their faith. They also spoke about those who had left their own home countries and families to bring Christ to us in Vietnam as missionaries. In the back of my mind, I always wanted to know, what is the faith that people died for? What is the faith that inspired young men and women, often in their 20s, to come to my country from Europe as missionaries? Slowly as I grew up, I came to know the answer to my question is a person, Jesus of Nazareth, who is the Christ, the Son of God. I also experienced a great example of living faith in our parents. Despite all the difficulties they have had to face in their lives, they have kept their eyes firmly on Jesus. As a family, we always say morning prayer together if there's no mass in the village. I also experienced great faith in our community. Our neighbors usually gather for evening prayer. When a whole community bears witness to faith, it is very powerful and very inviting. All these experiences, I am happy to say, have had a great impact on my journey of faith as a baptized person, as well as a particular journey of my vocation to priesthood. I became an altar boy when I was 10 years old, and at the age of 12, I left my parents' home to assist a priest. My main job was preparing the altar and serving at Mass every morning. It is customary in Vietnam for boys to assist priests in parishes. It is a normal and open practice. In 2007, I went to Saigon to study at the university. My major was philosophy. There were times when I had a lot of fun with my friends. But deeper in my heart, I wanted lasting joy, not just fleeting fun. It was during this period at the university that I began to recognize the strength of my call to priesthood. The question I kept asking myself was, what am I looking for in my life? For a long time I had wondered about the priesthood. I felt called to share the joy and peace I receive from God with all the people I meet in my life. I wanted to serve God and people in this way. I was in my 4th year at the university in 2011 when I met a priest from New Zealand who was in Vietnam teaching at the seminary. We talked about coming to New Zealand to train for priesthood. I was surprised and thought, am I brave enough to leave my country? Can I leave my family? I prayed I could make the right decision for my life. After many months of praying and talking to my spiritual director, I said yes. And so the bishop came and visited me and my family, which led me to the Diocese of Palmerston North. I arrived in New Zealand on the 18th of May 2012. I had little understanding of English. I had to face this big challenge along with adapting to a different culture. There were days when I felt deep pain about the struggles I had to overcome. But for me, it is not always what we want to do, but rather what we are called to be that will bring peace and happiness to our lives. Like all vocations, there are some challenges on the journey, but the joy and peace when I am with God and people far outweighs those difficulties. So young people, remember that being a sister, a brother, or a priest is always an option for your life. If you are feeling the call from God, pray about it and talk to a priest or trusted person you know, or feel free to contact me directly. Remember, it is firstly about being rather than doing. Do you want to consecrate whole your life to God and the needs of God's people? And parents, if your children are interested in the vocation of priesthood or religious life, please encourage them and pray for them. I know that I could never have been brave enough to walk the path of my vocation without the courage, love, and support of my parents. And everybody, please remember the beauty of a community's witness to faith. Let us appreciate and encourage our priests and religious brothers and sisters for all they have been and are for us. Oh, and just in case you are wondering, my sister is married, and two of my brothers are also married with children. So, I am also an uncle, and mom and dad are happy grandparents too.